What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here, back with another NFL draft grade video. In this video, I'm going to break down the New York Jets draft, and Sam Darnold is basically the one name that you can break down this draft by. Sam Darnold is this entire draft. If Sam Darnold is good, this draft is good. If Sam Darnold is bad, this draft is bad. So basically, you're breaking down the pick of Sam Darnold, because Sam Darnold is what they traded a lot of assets for. And at the end of the day, everybody will look back at this 2018 NFL draft for the New York Jets saying, Sam Darnold was a great pick. Or saying, wow, Sam Darnold was a bust. Sam Darnold, to me, although he wasn't my favorite guy in this draft, he wasn't even first, second, or third. He was actually fourth in terms of quarterbacks. You got to give credit to the Jets for getting their guy. And they got their guy. They moved up in position to get their guy. And you have to give them respect for doing so. So they got their guy. We'll see how it works out with Sam Darnold. I think at peak he could be like an Andrew Luck when healthy. And if not, maybe he is the second coming of the USC Sanchez experiment from the New York Jets perspective the last time around when they picked a USC quarterback. But I think Sam Darnold, it's going to be interesting to see if he truly can be their franchise quarterback that they've been missing really since Joe Namath. I mean, they haven't had a franchise quarterback in quite some time. They've been without one for a very long time. And we'll see if Sam Darnold can be that guy. But besides Sam Darnold, again, it's all going to break down to whether Sam Darnold's good or not. But besides that, they try and replace Muhammad Wilkerson and Sheldon Richardson in this draft. Of course, they lost Muhammad Wilkerson this year. They lost Sheldon Richardson last year. They still have Williams in the front, 3-4 front. But I still believe that Nathan Shepard and however you pronounce this guy's name, Fatuki, I don't know. Okay, so I'm just gonna call him. Yukon. Okay, so Yukon and Shepard. These two guys together are in the third and the sixth round. Are going to hopefully help replace the production that those guys brought. And to me, wasn't in love with the Nathan Shepard pick. He is a Canadian. He is a guy that spent some time at SFU here in British Columbia. And my friend who played for them said that he was never really impressed by him. But he actually gained a ton of weight, got to NFL size, was able to transfer and have some success. So Nathan Shepard, it's going to be interesting to see if he can actually become an NFL caliber defensive tackle, 3-4 defensive end. But that's what they're hoping for him to be. From the measurable standpoint, maybe he can be a Muhammad Wilkerson. But by asking a third-round pick to come in and be a contributor is kind of something that's going to be very difficult in at least year number one. So the Jets are still in a hole there, and I didn't really love where they went with those two picks. They added another corner in Perry Nickerson, who I think could be a good player. He's a ball skills specialist, very good awareness, very good ball skills. They already have a pretty good secondary in New York. I love their safety combination. They brought in Trumaine Johnson, who I feel is a really good corner. Morris Claiborne wasn't bad last year. They also have Buster Skrine, or however you say his name. Then you have Nickerson, who is probably going to be their fourth corner, so he can come in, learn behind them, and potentially develop into a pretty decent prospect. You have Christopher Herndon from Miami. He is a player that maybe he's hurt, and maybe that's the reason why he fell a little bit, but he could develop into their starting tight end. They needed the tight end. They didn't really have anyone anymore. Austin Severian-Jenkins was their guy last year. He played pretty well for them, but he left in free agency, so they needed to replace that guy, and a fourth-round pick's not necessarily going to do that right away, but maybe he has the potential. A guy that's, deceptively good after the catch, good with the ball in his hands, maybe could develop into something in the future. And then they also added a running back in the sixth round as well in Cannon. But when looking at this draft for the Jets, it's all about Sam Darnold, if he turns out or if he doesn't. The other picks don't matter because nobody will really remember them unless they completely become studs. To me, I do think that the Jets didn't have a great draft here. I do respect them for getting the quarterback of their choice. But besides that, I didn't love where they went with the rest of their draft. Shepard to me, don't really think he's going to be a stud. Looking at Herndon, although I think the tight end position was a need, I think he could have went a variety of different ways there. So I think the Jets, to me, I gave them a C+, average draft. But again, this could end up being an A draft simply if Sam Darnold is good. So the Jets, a C+ draft from me here this year.